have had an answer every single time, and I feel like FaZe are running out of questions at this point. And when that happens, I feel like you just have to start hitting sites fast and trying to take out the slow, patient pick game that 100 Thieves are being able to accomplish here against FaZe. We're going to see 2 ops now, again for 100 Thieves, against an eco round of FaZe. And that is not going to be a good sign. We're looking at 8-1, really.
Yeah, and they've been doing that in the last round. They did that. That's what I'm saying. Like the Viper play on B is great because that bubble locks down. They're just constantly being blocked. Then you have an op in mid, you have an op in A, and realistically, with this paranoia coming out, it's going to be a fat one too, and the flash to boot too. Can't handle the Lear in time, but Hiko and your boy Dre, they're going to be able to coordinate to slay out on tree, leaving Zachary alone. It was a pistol round, but hey, every round matters at this point in the competition. 8-1 for 100 Thieves currently. FaZe need to get past this double op setup. They need to get past how Valiate's playing on B site with Viper. Everything is being stopped right at the gate.
I mean, if we're going to see the aggressive peak at B, at least have a second person there. Marv can't be peeking this alone. Someone's got to be there for the trade. I mean, I know he's got the paranoia and that gives him somewhat the advantage if he hits it, but that's the thing. If he hits it. Hasn't been able to win this. The paranoia goes out again on the Viper. At least this time, the Viper does back off. And Marv has been able to get control of B Garage. And we're going to see the ult. We're going to see Phoenix run it back here. And your boy Dre, seeing if he can spot anything out on mid. But no control from FaZe whatsoever. Which really has been the entire game. They haven't been able to get control at all.
And part of the reason why they've been struggling to get mid control is because double ops, one on mid, venerated, he's been landing those non-stop. So Alir's played, and a counter paranoia comes out, forcing these players to have to go back. Now with that kill, Corey actually gives them an opening and an opportunity to work around with there. Hiko in the backfield will get stuffed there by Marv, but just as that smoke came out, venerated connected onto Marv now, leaving only Raucus by himself on site with the op. It is winnable to an extent because both players are going to be on the inside of the red room. So this is actually doable here for Raucus. He just has to play around these boxes intelligently. You hear the reload, so you know exactly where he's going to be. It's just a matter of this 50-50 game of chicken that both players are going to be playing with one another. Tucking against the corner is going to be the smart play, and Raucus kills for him will give FaZe a sigh of relief for now.
That's all it took was just a little bit more pace about their push. Once they had actually decided where they wanted to go, and almost actually the early pick went against 100 Thieves, because even though 100 Thieves got the first one, it meant that FaZe had to do something fast and all together. 100 Thieves hadn't been able to get that second pick early enough to make it a 3-man stack. Instead, a 4-man stack was still powerful enough. And are we going to see something explosive and fast again here on the A side? There are going to be 3 players waiting for them, though. Ult comes out from Jet just to try and be the initiator here.
Yeah, but watch out for Pride. Oh, actually, Pride's going to be playing inside of Hell. Okay, the Rolling Thunder's out. It's going to force him back. Pride gets a kill on Raucus, who jumped into the back site. He got a little aggressive there. Thought he could catch Pride off guard. But Pride will get the better. Thank that Rolling Thunder play.
Oh, no.
And Marved all the way inside the B site, but Valiate owns that site. That's Valiate Town currently.
Valiate is just...
Valiate City? I don't know.
I mean, it's not really a town or a city, is it? It's just quite a small little site, really.
Valiate Avenue. How about
village,
Avenue?
Maybe at most.
Or street.
Street, yeah. Could just call it a B site, couldn't we, really?
Shut up.
Okay. You hear that, everyone? He's bullying. You know what else is? 100 Thieves are bullying FaZe right now. And oh, that's some decent shots coming out of your boy Dre. But okay, nice pick there from Zachary. But Pride, again, is just being strong on this site, GB. It's so difficult for them to get onto it right now because the op from under Hell has been such a prominent position for them. They go 9-2 up. And with 1 round left, we're looking at potentially a 10-2 half for 100 Thieves. And that is not difficult to rescue yourself from.
Ascent was FaZe's pick. Remember that as we jump into map 2 on Bind. 100 Thieves have put together quite a few rounds here that has shattered the economy for FaZe. Every time they get a win or every time that they get some kind of momentum, it's stopped instantly. And it really has been this double op. And Pride here, awesome on Hell. He's been jumping between Heaven and Hell constantly. So you never quite know where to look. And another eco round here. No other choice. Oh, goodness gracious. The call out was there, but Corey, for somehow, some way, gets the shot. A Neuro Theft now is going to be played out. B sites available. Get this round win. This could be great for them. Pico had thought about the teleport, but he actually went against it instead. They've cut off this site completely, Gaskin, from 100 Thieves, so they should freely get this spike down. And also look out for Baby Bay on the flank. Yeah, your boy Dre certainly wasn't prepared for that one. 2 players are going to be by the defender's side. Marv with the angle with the op there. Pride has been on fire with that gun, but it is only going to be Pride left here in this round to play. The last 1.5. A critical one for FaZe to get and not fall 10-2, which is what it was looking like for a moment there. Can Pride do this? They know exactly where he's going to be located, and he had just no opportunities. And a thrifty win for them. Again, Gaskin, look at that score line, man. 4 rounds and then a win. 4 rounds and then a win. It's like, I just kind of perplexed as to like what's going on with FaZe here.
I mean, sorry, not Immortals. 100 Thieves just had a stronghold, and the double op setup was just very difficult for FaZe to break through, and FaZe are going to have to find something similar. I mean, 9-3, you can rescue this. If they can win the pistol, this is still a winnable game, but it all depends on how successful 100 Thieves find themselves on attack here. Now they've got the Viper as well. I'm excited to see what Valiant can actually do with this Viper and what he has to offer on Ascent. I mean, I know we've seen the Viper quite a lot on Split, but Ascent, there's a lot of different things you can do with Viper, and there's different ways you can cut apart these sites with the toxic screen. And it looks like it's just going to be mid-control for 100 Thieves in the pistol round. Maybe going to opt to go through market up towards Pizza here. Potentially could go for a B split.
Waiting out now to see how this boxing fight is going to play out. Who's going to throw that left hook first? Marv knows that someone's going to be there. But where's the pickup? No, instead it's going to be Venerated and Valiate. That shine over by B main. Now they're just going to go and freely take B site. This is a really, really bad round for FaZe to lose. Going down 10-3. And just considering how FaZe, they have just seemed to struggle to be able to coordinate on those trades there, which is something that will certainly come with time. But the fact that Venerated and Valiate, they outplayed them so well at the end there. Some still starting to come online, some kills coming online for Valiate there as he gets 2. That's 3 total. And now just a few rounds away from picking up FaZe's map pick of Ascent.
And a lot of it comes down to trust and playing with players for a long enough time where you know where they're going to be and which angles they're going to be peeking, and just ensuring that you're going to be there as a backup. But there's been, I mean, I can count on my fingers and my toes, I feel like, this game where FaZe have been peeking alone. And that is going to come down to just lack of experience with playing with one another, or overconfidence in certain areas. I don't know, but 100 Thieves have well and truly been taking advantage of that with double peaks themselves, making sure that they're in 2s for the majority of the time. And now, defensively for FaZe, I feel like they're going to struggle even more if they find themselves in 1 versus 2 situations. Of course, you should be able to hold sites more effectively because you have the defensive angle, and the other team is going to have to peek out in some sort of weird sort of passageway. But I'm scared for FaZe here, because 100 Thieves, they should be able to take this one, but Raucus might be able to maybe do a dent. Still enough damage has been done in the early stages.
Only 1 player left alive is Corey, and his health is, I believe that was 13 HP, so you can basically sneeze on him and he's going to be done. Throw like a loose bag of potato chips. That should be enough to kill him.
What is a loose bag of potato chips?
It's like a bag of potato chips that has like a few in them, but like it's open, you know?
So like
it's
realistically,
like
only one of the chips crisps is gonna hit him, and that's gonna be enough to
Yeah.
kill him. Okay.
yeah, essentially.
I mean,
That's the logic
thrown
of
hard
that.
enough, I feel like a crisp probably could do some damage.
Potentially. Ooh. That is the reason why, though, Corey. You give him a little bit more, man, and oof. Corey's nasty. That one tap with the ghost, that's just a taste of what he can do. And we'll be able to get away with this gun, maybe. Okay, no, they're not going to go and challenge him here. So he does live this out, and even with 13 HP, still managed to get a kill. But the most important thing, as these rounds continue to go for 100 Thieves, is getting round wins. And FaZe have yet to be able to do that here.
This is the round for FaZe. This is going to be the answer of whether this game can go potentially all the way, and maybe we're going to see FaZe make something of it, or whether 100 Thieves are just going to close this one out and we go to map 2. If they don't win this round, 100 Thieves take this game. There is going to be an op on Venerated as well.
Oh, I like this aggression.
Oh, no.
I like the aggression. Unfortunately, they were waiting for him. Rockets flew right into the hands of 3 members of 100 Thieves. And the paranoia play was smart. Like, I don't think that there was anything all that negative to take away from that. It was just that you get a kill there, but there were 2 players that would still be there to trade out. So either way, you don't really get much value. You get value if you manage to snag a trade from there, right?
I mean, you're trying to justify it. I hate the play. I'm going to be completely honest. It's 11-3.
I didn't mind it.
You're struggling.
yeah.
I don't mind it if
get
it's
it.
a close game, but it's 11-3. You're struggling already. There's no one to trade that challenge. Look at the difference when 100 Thieves did that
This is
peek in
true,
the
this is
first
true.
round. They flashed out with Phoenix, and 2 players peeked at the same time. Yes, it can work, and it can catch people off guard, but when 100 Thieves are oozing confidence right now, they're going to be okay taking those fights.
So now Valley 8. Oh boy, this Viper's pitted B.
Oh, they've got Spike.
Yep, they got Spike. They should freely get onto B site and plant this. Baby Bay will be waiting for them as they come outside of here. Baby Bay! 2 kills. Maybe that's enough to hold on. Venerated has no time to work with, and he just has an op, so we'll have to try and save this gun. So this is a FaZe round win. Even with the rocky start, FaZe manage to hold on at the edge of the rope.
Yeah, they make up for it. And I guess, I mean, if we look back at that early play, the upside to it is the amount of information that was gained. I mean, Valorant is everything about info. Even though he didn't get a kill, and I can still question it about the trades, he did see multiple people there on A, which allows and frees up the rest of the team to get slightly more
And
comfortable
Corey also got
and
a
take some stuff.
kill too.
Yeah.
So that Corey kill kind of like slowed down their push there. And even though I think Valier did connect on Corey, it still was a, you know, again, right? Just more information that worked out. But Baby Baby needed to hit those shots.
Big kills from Baby Bay. Can FaZe take that little bit of momentum, and I'll squeeze every ounce of it and try and rescue something here on Ascent. And so we're going to see aggression now straight into Marv's Bulldog. Corey's going to be there to try and get the trade and try and get one, but the toxic screen doing its job and getting them onto the speed side. Oh, baby.
Oh man, what a shot. And also that toxic screen, dude. It was so good. It was like just the anti-Lear, you know? Because it blocked Lear completely. And had a Lear come out with that toxic screen not there, they would have turned around and they would have had to deal with that. But because that was played out, there was just no options for him. Spike is down now. A 3v4. Every round at this point is going to be critical for FaZe. Valiate's on the outside, 30 HP. Raucus does manage to get on top there, but Valiate with just a frenzy does the job. And now they're just going to have to go in for this play. No other option. The shock dart is played. He's got to hold this thing down, but he actually gets him. Oh my goodness. Oh. He hits him with the shock dart and then gets the kill. Oh, that is going to just be a heartbreaker for FaZe.
He didn't hit him with one, he hit him with 2 shock darts. Raucus wasn't able to stop that and push him quick enough to stop him pulling 2 out of the bow and arrow. Like, you just gotta get there a little bit earlier. FaZe, they're gonna be so angry about that.
Oh, they're
They
pissed.
never should have lost that round.
They are pissed. And the Viper for 100 Thieves has been working out great. Valiate's been placing that talk screen in the best possible areas, or you know, the wall. He's been holding down with the bubble. Like, it's just everything that this composition's been working on. It's clear that they've been putting in that work. Now it'll just, your boy Dre does manage to get onto the site. Venerated from downtown picks off Baby Bay. B site available once again. This is going to be match point for 100 Thieves here. Still going to be this first game, but this was FaZe's choice on Ascent. We're going to be taking a trip to Bind next if it ends here, but Raucus does not want to let that happen. Raucus gets himself 2 kills. The Rolling Thunder's going to be played. Pride trying to force them back, and Hiko's going to be hanging out at the back of the site here as well. A 2v4. This surely is an opportunity for FaZe to be able to get the win and bring this matchup back. It's going to be left up to Hiko, but Raucus pops up behind him, and FaZe hold on for dear, dear life.
Yeah, they make it 12-5, and Raucus maybe a little bit angry after that previous round. Pops his ult and makes it count. And there's still chance for FaZe here. I mean, I know at 12-5 things are looking a little bit tricky. 100 Thieves, they just need that one round, right? If they get that early pick, if they can get onto a site, get that man advantage, then it's probably going to be curtains for FaZe on Ascent. But if FaZe can win a continuous amount of rounds here, continuously reset the money of 100 Thieves, suddenly that element of doubt is going to start to creep in the mind. So 100 Thieves will want to get this one finished earlier rather than later, because otherwise that worry is always going to start to be there for them. He's going to be an eco this round. 3 ghosts and a Bucky to work with. It's going to be a fast push out onto the A side.
Baby Bay's waiting for them there. Does see him as he got scanned through. Nails the shot. Another one in the corner there. Looking for him, but instead it's Hiko. Now Corey on side of the site. So once again, FaZe. I mentioned earlier that they were at the edge of the rope holding on. Right now, it's basically fingertips right at the tip, at the bottom of that rope. And they've managed to claw back in little by little. Is it enough? Is it enough to bring them back into this game, Gaskin? I mean, a comeback like this would be absurd if it were to happen.
They can't afford any more mistakes, right?
Obviously, yeah.
But when it is a newly formed team, there is always going to be mistakes here or there. And that's what worries me. I like this angle being held from Raucus, though, just to check to see if there was going to be the aggressive push from the Jet. We see the Viper tossing all sorts of different abilities onto the side, but Zachary is going to spot him out. As 100 Thieves just slow things down a little bit here. They've gained mid control. I mean, like, both teams actually kind of giving up mid at some point during this game. And I think that's because on Ascent, even when you do have mid control, you still have to commit to a site either way, and you find yourselves going through some sort of choke point, which can be watched from various different angles, and the crossfires that can be held really are very difficult to push through. So mid often isn't as important as some people think it is on Ascent.
The narrow chokes. You can play around that. So the screen is out. Toxic Orb's also going to be out too. Some pokes around. No kills quite yet. Time is ticking. Advantage for FaZe. They're on the defense. And now the push is actually going to come in, and it will be A site. They have no time left to commit. Marv and Baby Bay. Watch out for Baby Bay. He's going to get blocked out, though. Raucus is going to have to be the hero on this site. Pride is going for a few pokes. And Baby Bay's right outside of this dark cover, and Valiate's looking at him. He manages to back away in the nick of time. Raucus does go down. Marv with the kill from distance there. But Venerated and Valiate, they secure 2. Only a few seconds remaining. The spike has to get there. And who's going to be there to wait for them now? They do get it down just at the nick of time. And it's Zachary in a 1v3. They know exactly where he is, and there you have it. 100 Thieves win 13-6. Try and try as you might. You were playing with your back against a wall the entire time if you were FaZe, and 100 Thieves managed to hold that one down 13-6. Dominating performance on Ascent, Gaskin.
just not enough from FaZe on their attacking side, unfortunately. Like, 100 Thieves had all the answers to any questions they were posing. The pushes, they weren't really strong enough. There was a few promising rounds, and I like what they had to offer in certain elements, but ultimately they lacked a little bit of structure there on Ascent. And if that was their pick, that has me a little bit concerned, if I'm completely honest, with FaZe going into this map number 2. And 100 Thieves are probably just breathing now and saying, okay, all right, well, that was a comfortable game. We should be able to stay alive in this tournament. This isn't yet going to be the same as PAX Arena, and we're going to get knocked out in the group stage. They're probably thinking they've got another chance here, which I know sounds bad on FaZe, because FaZe definitely have the potential and they definitely have the players to compete with 100 Thieves here. But when you beat someone that badly on their map pick, that's going to give you so much confidence.
Indeed it will. So 100 Thieves will go up 1-0 in this best of 3. FaZe are now going to be in a bit of a pickle. They have to force a game 3 and somehow, some way be able to pull this off on Bind, which was 100 Thieves map pick. What ends up happening? Well, you're just going to have to stick around, because this is the FaZe Valorant Invitational. You don't want to miss it. We'll see you in a little bit.
Verizon knows how to build unlimited right. You start with the network JD Power is named the most awarded for network quality 25 times in a row. Then give people more plans to mix and match, so you only pay for what you need.
Verizon Unlimited plan is so reasonable, they can stay on for the rest of their lives.
Include the best in entertainment and offer it all.
I'm Nate Hill, pro gamer from FaZe Clan.
I know.
Of course you do, Billy. Now I've heard your cry of distress, and I'm here to help. It looks like you could use a super cool FaZe Clan branded SteelSeries mouse pad. Whoa!
Thanks, Nate.
Are you nuts? 27.
Ag is actually nuts, bro. No, we'll take the lead. We'll take the Nissan.
The Nissan thing, alright, bet. control you. Don't let me control you.
Did you know you wanted a Nissan? I've always wanted a Nissan. Always. They're like super nice cars.
Welcome back to the FaZe Clan Valorant Invitational, presented by Nissan and Verizon, and of course produced by all of our friends at Nerd Street Gamers. They're working hard behind the scenes. There's lots of hamsters and lots of wheels, and we've actually seen now 100 Thieves. You know, is it time to say that this is one of the best teams in North American Valorant, Golden Boy? They're up 101 FaZe Clan here.
What? Well, no. But you know, and that is just being as blunt and honest as possible.
Biased casters, biased.
But there is something to be said with the strategies that 100 Thieves brought out, and that's why, like, I hate to be a downer on this team. Granted, the results have justified, I think, everyone's you know,
how dare
satisfaction regarding this team. Yeah, right. But the thing is, though, is that, like, I don't know, Gaskin, I don't know how you felt, but I was like in love with the Viper pick. I just enjoyed that so much. That was just a really good choice of an agent to play against FaZe. And I think once the Viper came out, I don't think that they really knew what they were going to be able to do there to try and deal with it.
I feel like
okay.
Viper just
gonna wait for that one. Sorry.
Okay. Viper, I feel like is great, and I mean I've sung praises of how I think Viper, since the changes, can be a very strong character. We just need to find people who use her correctly, and not just someone who uses her only on split, but someone who is confident to use her consistently across several maps, because she can be powerful. The one ways are incredible. The toxic screen can be very powerful. It lasts for way longer than, of course, Phoenix's screen that he has to offer with his firewall. So we saw it implemented at the perfect time there, and I think this is, I know, a weird time for 100 Thieves to test things, but at the same time, maybe the perfect time to change things up, because they've been struggling elsewhere.
Yeah.
So why not change things now and say, look, it's now or never for us to change things and actually show what we're made of here? And I like the pick.
So on the flip side, Golden Boy, something that kind of struck me. Now, this is a team that's, you know, just been put together. So, you know, they're going to have some leeway. But FaZe just seemed disorganized in ways. Like, I'm not sure what the calling is like. Obviously, I imagine they're still going to be working out on team roles. But there were some moments in that game where FaZe just felt a little bit, I don't want to say lost, but scattered.
Yeah, I think they were just flustered, and scattered is a great word to use there to describe what was going on with FaZe. Because oftentimes, like even in this instance right there, when Raucus went in for the tailwind to catch Hiko off guard, like I think that the better decision would have been to play around his teammate, right? Or to not put the focus there. He had a shorty, yes, so I understand why he went for it. But there have been just in this play too, I think knocked all like just the wind out of their sails was just it was gone at this point.
Yeah.
So I think that the FaZe, they are making some individual plays right now, but Valorant, as Gaskin had mentioned, in regards to that one jet play that Raucus made, Valorant's about gathering information, and information is great. But
here's some information.
Like,
the game's starting. I'm sorry, Golden
would you
Boy.
look at that? No,
Have
no
some
problem.
fun.
I really like talking about Valorant, so I tend to go on for like a really long time. Anyway, the point that I was trying to make is this team, Gaskin, they have to try and trade better for one another. That's how you win in games like these.
Yeah, you need those trades, and there was too many times in that replay where the trades didn't happen, but too early frags for 100 Thieves, sees them with the man advantage here on this B site, but it is going to be somewhat of a retake, but the spike being planted inside is never a good place to plant it, because it's very difficult to hold post-plant, very difficult to hold those angles, and it means that 100 Thieves now are going to find FaZe in maybe slightly more unorthodox positions, as actually I think maybe we might see something a little bit different here.
And just so that everyone knows as well, 100 Thieves are going to be on the attack right now, so that graphic will be flipped up, so don't worry about that. We'll get that adjusted in just a moment here. Clean shot with the classic there from Zachary, but the trade comes in instantly there, or the refrag, I should say. Pride was in an answer back state. Now it's just going to be Raucus left alone, and 100 Thieves already going to be starting off quite nicely off the backs of Pride and Hiko.
Yeah, I was just about to correct myself, so thanks for jumping in. I mean, 100 Thieves with a risky plant inside, but yes, okay, it's difficult post-plant when you are putting it there, but at the same time, you are at less risk from being killed, and because it's a pistol round, it's like a little bit more difficult to be banged through that wall.
Yeah,
100 Thieves with this lead should confidently get this round 2. And I want to see what's in the playbook for 100 Thieves. They've got the Viper. Yeah, again, loving this. I want to see someone who's confident on the Viper, someone who puts the time in consistently across maps so that you know your lineups, you know exactly what you can do, and see what you can do with a Viper's Pit. Because ever since the changes, I really feel like Viper's Pit is a very, very strong ultimate. In the right hands is Hiko, just finding 2 players pushing. But at least they push together. I'm happy. Happy to see they're trying to trade out kills.
Yeah, unfortunately, it went right into that glitch pop bulldog. That thing was just vomiting out colors. And it ended up working out amazingly for Hiko. Last 2 players are going to be left alive. It's Zachary and Corey inside of lamps.
Horrible.
Valiate's just going to cut this side off. Yeah, there's just no angles for them to work with. They both have shorties, so what are their legitimate options here? It's basically null and void at this point. They smoked them out. They've cleared sight completely. It's like, okay, well, I guess we'll just go ahead and put this down right in the open. I mean, what are they going to do?
Well, I guess actually FaZe will be pretty happy that 100 Thieves came all the way back to A site. They were probably sitting in lamps thinking no one's going to come to this site now after getting those picks over towards B. But now they're just waiting back to back at this point, hoping that someone's going to wander on into lamps. Maybe one of them could push out in a little bit, and maybe 100 Thieves will run away from this spike too early. Highly unlikely, but at least I'm going to give some sort of hypothetic remark. But now they've got information that one player is in lamps, and a smoke will just ensure that there's going to be no sort of weirdness here as they push back out and make sure they get away from the spike.
Yep, and well, hey, I guess Hiko was probably going to trade that gun out anyway. 4 kills for Hiko. round two,
He
go swimmingly to
could
100
have got
Thieves.
away, and they would have both died to the
could've.
spike. It's not matchmaking now, Hiko. It doesn't matter about your rank, all right? You don't need the kills. But he's up to 6. And yeah, it means he buys up the Phantom, and it means this is a far more healthy buy. I mean, this third round is still going to be a bit weird in Valorant. It always has been. I talk about it every time, but their buy looks a lot better now, as they are all at least buying the one SMG. But it's going to be easier for them to combat this full buy round from FaZe. They're not going to be carrying over 3 or 4 SMGs like we see so often.
Some dark cover sent out toward Garden to break up any of that vision, as they don't have to worry about anyone poking on B long, but they're going to do the job and clear it out. Meanwhile, on the opposite end, the boombot was used and didn't locate anybody. Smoke's now going to be out in play here. And more scouting out for 100 Thieves, just checking through the site. No one was going to be to their immediate left, and nothing that they could possibly see in the right side here. Marv has this angle, and now as all this has kind of gone down, they're like, well, I think we could just go ahead and make this over toward A site. And they've split this up. Hiko on the flank just waited for Corey. He's so far into the B site now, and it's just Hiko playing mind games. Oh no. Oh, good shots from Marv. We'll keep this one alive here for FaZe, and the mind games might actually come to an end for Hiko here in the back of B Hall. Baby was called out. No, he did not see him, but Marv is actually going to be right behind both of them, hearing all of these movements, all the shakeups here, and there goes Marv, but doesn't get the next kill. Now, that kill could have been massive for them. Only player left alive, though, will be Hiko. The spike is available, so he could plant this one off. And he doesn't have time.
No, he doesn't.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't.
I mean, that's one of those instances where it's very rare you are going to teleport that late as an Omen, so he probably just wasn't aware of the amount of time it was going to take for him to get out of the teleport mode. I respect the play, just not quick enough to be able to make that decision. And it means that FaZe will get their first one on the board, and Marv just holding really well there in hookah. I don't know if 100 Thieves realized that there was going to be someone that close. They probably thought B-side was maybe a little bit more free for the taking after Hiko had so successfully been able to worm his way behind them on elbow. But did you see how much of A-site was covered up by the toxic screen and bubble as well from Viper? Like, those are what the brimstone smokes offer, but you can only do it once. The Viper could do that over and over and over again.
Yeah, constantly cutting up the site. And then what are your realistic options at that point? It's just endless amounts of distraction and blocking. I mean, even right there, right? That whole side of the map now is just going to be completely cut off. And there's nothing Baby Bay could do. He just has to wait and hope that that wall doesn't come down at the worst possible time, and a player is going to be staring right down the barrel right at him. There goes another wall. I think they did spot out Valier. Taking out the Viper would be great here. Valier gets all the way to the defender's side of the map, and he will headshot Zachary, who was completely unaware, gets caught out. Spike's still not down, though. A 3v2 in favor of FaZe. Sova's going to be all the way at the B site. Brimstone playing by the defender side. And then it's just Baby Bay who's far out. So the A site has been cleared, and they will get this spike down with plenty of time remaining.
Blinds out towards short, just in case anyone is going to be there, as he peeked out of his dark cover. And now he can get control of lamps here. These are the power positions they're going to need in this post plant. They've got lamps and they've got bathrooms. So that means they've got 2 positions they can wide peek from after that spike's been tapped. Of course, lamps is going to be the first place that is usually checked. So Hiko is going to be under fire first and foremost.
They got to make a move.
Well,
got to make a move, and they do it. Ooh, the nick of time too, man, because I was getting a little worried that they were going to be taking too much time to try and clear things out. But really, the retake, quite clever to kind of give them site control and then just pincer in. But had Hiko gotten the eyes on Baby Bay, that was just a matter of timing that it worked out for Baby Bay. I don't know if you remember, but he was by short, and a second earlier, Hiko would have seen him.
Yeah, I mean, it was difficult for 100 Thieves. Both of them decided not to go for the late peek onto Spike. Instead, they both went for an aggressive stance. One pushed out of bathrooms, the other one pushed kind of towards short. And they showed themselves and left themselves vulnerable from multiple angles. And I don't know whether that was just because of the sheer lack of information they had on where FaZe were pushing from. So they felt like they had to be proactive rather than reactive. So I can understand why they've done it. But FaZe will take advantage.